Tanathi is about giving hope to people.
Yes.
We are saying that in the next maybe 1 year, we should bring an additional 350,000 Kenyans
On board.
water supply. So basically with that
So
kind
you're
of...
promising the stakeholders and the people of these 4 counties a fresh start. You are very much aware of the controversies that were around this place. The previous 2 CEOs were left office in very
acrimonious.
This is beyond facts.
The problem that we have, and I don't speak for the Department of Water, is that non-revenue water is very high. For example, I come from Kajiado, Loitoktok. In Old Turesh, the non-revenue water is over 40%.
When you talk of non-revenue water, it's what is lost along the pipeline.
What is lost? That water that is treated. So government has used money
to treat. And it's lost.
And it's lost.
Maybe through leakages?
Through leakages or even unofficial connections.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, illegal connections. Illegal connections. So if you go to central Kenya, especially Nyeri, because the water companies are the leading in terms of governance, in terms of water supply, you'll find that the non-revenue water is less than 20%. So the higher the non-revenue water, you are challenging, what you are saying is that you are making losses. So these companies, most of the time, they have a problem when it comes to even electricity bills. Because pumping water is expensive.
Very.
Using electricity to pump water is expensive. So if you are not able to cover your overheads, the chances are you're in the red. And you may not be able, or you may find that maybe a staff will go a month or 2 without salary. So there are challenges, which is common to most of water companies and WSPs. And again, I am not speaking for any. So that no one will not ask me that we need to say my Gazette.
What? So where is the water police domiciled?
I think probably it's a new unit that is trying to, especially where we have larger dams, where we have larger pipelines. So it's normally based on requirements. So if, for example, Masinga Mwingi have a problem, then they can come in to support the police, ensure that there are structures that ensure that the intended communities are able to access water.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Beyond Facts. We are joined by another colleague. A co-host who can also introduce himself and pose some questions.
Yeah, dear viewers, my name is Philip Mwasia. This is Beyond Facts. We are still continuing with our conversation with the new CEO of Tanathi, Mr. Sami Naporos.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Bwana Mwasi.
Yeah, my name is Philip Mwasia, yes. Yeah, so Bwana MD, I know you are new in Kitui. Maybe probably 1 or 2 weeks somewhere there.
But I took over on 22nd to be precise.
Yes. So for the few days that you have been in office, can you tell us what you have been able to do? I know there are issues around settling down with a new town, but what have you been able to do?
Indeed, what I told my bosses, which is a board, under the able leadership of Honorable Regina Ndamboke, is that I will take a month to listen. So I will not do anything. I have my staff. I have great stakeholders like you and the rest, and the Kenyans of goodwill who have a thing or two to talk to me about. And then after that, once we have the information, we gradually begin to implement some of the changes that the Honorable Board thinks that I'm capable of doing. So basically, we have not been able to do much apart from knowing people, listening to my staff. And last week I had a board with a meeting with my board, so that I also get to know what is their strategy direction. I had a meeting with my boss, the CS and the PS, so that they also give me the direction as a government, where we are heading, and especially in regards to His Excellency agenda on better in terms of water. What specific areas do we require to focus on? So basically, I think that Bwana Mwasi, I've just been doing the listening.
Yeah. So, Bwana C, as we advance our discussion, there is something you have mentioned, very important, and it was also said by the CS for water, that water is not free. And I've seen discussions in social media, people saying, since we have a reservoir like Masinga Dam,
Correct.
why don't we have this water for free? Why can the government pump water and supply people for free? So talk to us about the mechanisms of getting water to a level where it is now consumable and potable. What goes into that effort? Why should water not be free?
There is first what we call the water hydraulics. How do you get the water from a reservoir to some tanks? And then there is now the treatment plants.
Yes.
And then there is the pumping. And the major cost of water is normally is the pumping. For example, if you have a line from Masinga to Machakos town, you may have some one, some two. Those are now probably now the pumping tanks. If you have water from Kilimanjaro in Olturesh, upon Salama reaching Salama,
Yes.
there are a number of pumping stations that will never now be able to pump all the water all the way to Kajiado and that river and Kikumini in Makueni.
Yes.
So basically, the cost of pumping is normally the major cost of water. So
Taking like what
Take like-
percentage?
I'm not very sure maybe on the percentages, but if you look at the Sasamua in the central, sometimes you have some waters that comes by gravity, and those are the cheapest systems. So if, for example, we do a dam in the highest parts of Machakos, the entire town will be able to access water using gravity. So that one will now be the costing now.
Yes.
Will be only with the treatment and but because you have very little pumping going to the systems. But the treatment and the pumping, it takes the larger chunk of the costing.
You have also talked about the plans by Tanathi to construct several dams in the region between Makueni, Kajiado,
And Machakos.
and Machakos. We know constructing a dam is not entirely, it's one of the processes, at least getting to water security.
Correct.
But then we have the component of water treatment. Does these plans, do they include the treatment component?
Yes, a dam, you probably you do the initial reservoir. Then once they have the initial reservoir, will always the costing of how do you have this bulk water reaching out. And maybe something that we have not mentioned currently is that all the waters at some point will be metered. So for us, for example, if we have a pipeline from Masinga to Kitui town, at some point the water that is coming to this town and the water that will go to Mwingi will be metered so that the end users, especially now the counties, will be able to the government will be able to recover some cost of pumping and all that kind of stuff. So basically, that is the major challenge. So once we are able to have a construction, then we also do the water supply. The next level is that how do we use this water also for the untreated water for irrigation and other supplies.
And what is the collaboration between Tanathi and other institutions like the county government and maybe development partners in ensuring water security in the region?
One is that, of course, we probably may not talk of Tanathi in isolation because we are under ministry, so we are under an umbrella, the Ministry of Water and Irrigation. And what happens is that each unit has probably its own role. For example, the national government does the policies, and Tanathi does, for example, in this region, does the implementation. And the donor community, our role in the donor community is that to try as much as possible through the national government to mobilize as much funds as possible, either African Development Bank, either World Bank, or any other bank for that matter, or any other investor that he thinks that has some coins that can help the government of Kenya and secure the water. So all this must work in collaboration, must work in a sync. So ensure that the county does its role in terms of the last mile, and Tanathi does its role in terms of the dams and the reservoirs and the bulk water supply, and the WSPs, that the water companies, does now the last connectivity. If I have a house, that they have a role to come and meter and ensure that I have a tap in my compound. Yeah.
One more thing, Bwana MD. I know you are settling down in Kitui,
Correct.
but then again, people are curious to know some of the things that are happening at Tanathi. One of the proposals I've heard in the streets, and I think maybe you can talk around that issue, is the management of Masinga water treatment plant. That there is a proposal that Tanathi would take control of the running of Masinga water treatment plant. Are you aware of those plans, and how far is that plan?
I know that Tanathi is very active in that particular region, but I think that that's an area that I may get much more information. But I will think that the issue of the treatment plan is solely the responsibility of the national government. But and once we had the pipeline and do the connection, then the county government will pick at some level to do the distribution through it is water companies, the so-called WSPs. So basically, that's information that I'll get. But I know that in a normal circumstance, the treatment plans belong to the national government.
Bwana Sio, as we wind up this, as you settle down at Tanathi, I'm sure even when you are coming for interviews, you are very much aware of the controversies that were around this place. The previous two CEOs were left office in very
Acrimonious.
unpleasant circumstances. Yes. How are you dealing with the image of Tanathi? Tanathi for more than a decade has endured bad publicity, and the confidence among stakeholders could be a challenge. And how are you dealing with this?
One is that, as I said,
and even the staff, the morale of the staff, staff morale.
That I'm glad that we have a new board under the leadership of Honorable Regina and Ndambuki. We have very, very competent staff who are motivated to work.
Yes.
So basically, that was a difficult season, if I may say, a rough patch for the institution. But I thank God that probably it's over. So basically, I'm a field person, personally. So I like engaging as much as possible. Maybe from next week, you'll see me in different. You'll find me in Mwala, you'll find me in Kiambere, you'll find me in Kenani on Monday, and other different areas that will go. So basically, why probably, and the institutions that I had the privilege of money, is that I've always been able to take the institution from the office to the owners.
Yes.
And the owners of the institutions are Kenyans, are taxpayers.
Yes.
So I'm here today because Kenyans want to know the taxes that we are paying,
yes,
and the salaries that we pay the staff of Tanathi. What is it doing?
Yes.
You know, so I'm able to say that we have about 10 major programs that are running. We have about 20 that we have planned, 17 medium and 3 dams, mega dams. So basically, to take the institution to people. So basically, with that
so
kind of...
So you're promising the stakeholders and the people of these 4 counties a fresh start.
We are building from the gains because those people who are there before us, they have done a good job. They have tried their best under the circumstances that they are operating. But we believe that with the support of everyone, we'll probably be able to make some strides moving forward. To do more in terms of water access. And we are saying that in the next maybe 1 year, we should bring an additional 350,000 Kenyans to water supply on board that are able to access water.
So, Bwana MD, there is a question that is always on people's lips, especially from regions like Kitui, Makueni, Machakos, Kajiado, those arid and semi-arid regions. Can these regions be water secure from where you sit?
It is water supply, and I'm glad that you're asking that region, that question, because I've served in some of the most arid areas that you can think of. You know, you can think of Chalbi Desert, and there are Kenyans living. That time we were in Ileret. Ileret is the border of Kenya and Ethiopia.
Yes.
You know, and most part of this republic, almost 80% are arsals. And if I compare this region to those areas, I think you guys this area is blessed because they have rains, they have at least a few permanent rivers, and they are also good sites for mega dams.
Yes.
So progressively, I know that's the agenda of government, and by 2027, according to the Better Manifesto, we want to have as many people as possible able to access water. And by 2030, I can assure you, according to SDGs and the agenda of His Excellency, the President, all Kenyans will have safe drinking water. Just wait for the 50 dams, mega dams, and the 200 medium-sized dams. And the thing is that why medium-sized? Whereas, again, I say I don't speak for anyone, is that in northern Kenya, we have been able to do similar size of dams within 8 months. So within 1 year, if you have a competent contractor, you'll have achieved your mission in terms of constructing the reservoir within 1 year, and then the remainder now with the supply. So if you have a dam of 300,000 cubic, that is huge. And the challenge that we have, bigger dams are good, but they have their own challenges. But medium-sized dams, within a year and a half, they are finalized and they are delivered, and people begin to enjoy the water.
So, Bwana CEO, Beyond Fast understands that there's a lot of optimism at Tanathi upon your arrival, and there are also some concerns from Kerio Valley. Why are people in that place complaining that you left them? I mean, what are the things that you did as while serving there? We understand even some very top government, they think that it's like your exit is a loss to the KVDA.
No, I don't think so, because one is that we are just servants of this nation. And the work that probably Sami does, Kitavi can do it better. And Mwasia can even do it much better. So we just go to where duty calls. Maybe through the initiative of government, the few resources that were granted to us, that we are able to access, we ensure that those resources and those specific services reach the deserving Kenyans. I think that's what we didn't do magic. There was nothing that we did that anyone is not doing. Just ensure that the little that we are doing, the services that we are doing. Because, for example, you may find that we have a good friend for the counties. Again, I don't speak to anyone. They can do drilling of 100 boreholes, but they equip none. Now, why should I have 100 boreholes? Why not have 10? Which are equipped and are functional. You see, so why do maybe a huge dam that probably will take 5 years, rather doing a small dam and ensure that community has adequate water within 6 months, within 8 months. So basically we don't do any magic. We engage to stakeholders, get what their feeling is, listen to them, and then do what they think and what they, according to the policy of government at that time.
Have you had an opportunity to meet the staff of Tanathi, all cadres and ranks?
Yes, indeed. Yesterday, of course, I've been here for a number of weeks, so I've been listening to the individuals. But yesterday, I also had an opportunity of talking to all staff of Tanathi, and then we agreed on a number of issues between myself and them. That there are certain promises that we are saying that if we align to this, we remind them that this is a government policy on this. We must all be aligned and support, and probably support Kenyans, because Kenyans require services, and they don't care from who. They don't know. They don't even care who is the current CEO of Tanathi. What they care is that is this project, where is it? When are we likely to benefit from this service? Period. So we are all called to serve, and my speaking to them, or my words to them, is that Kenyans are waiting on all of us. Through the board, His Excellency and the entire government is counting that we have people who are supposed to do ABCD. So basically, that's what I reminded them. It's not that they don't know. It's all of us that we know that if it's government offices, you are required to be this. If you have a project, and guys.
So I think we have come to the end of our interview. Maybe, Bwana CEO, we can give you an opportunity to say whatever you think you've not said, and reminding you this is Beyond Facts. You can thank us for hosting you the first interview.
Thank you so much, Kitavi, and thank you, Mwasia, and the good ladies who are here. One is that I want just to assure the people of this region is that we will do what is possible every day. I told one of my board members is that I walk, I sleep, I dream Tanathi. And not necessarily, because the good thing that was that I was telling my colleagues is that Tanathi is not about water. Tanathi is about giving hope to people. Tanathi is about prosperity. And Tanathi is about meeting the promises that we gave to Kenya.
Yes.
And that's the water. So we are not only giving water, but we are also giving hope to future generations.
Exactly.
And those who have livestock, they know that when you wake up, your livestock is able to get water.
Yeah, exactly.
And schools don't close because there is lack of water. You know, those are the promises that we are giving to Kenyans. And specifically, that's the hope that we create, that we are here. And this is a call to anyone, anywhere who probably listening to me, in whichever village, and you think that you have the need of water, please write to us, visit our offices. We are based at Tanathi, we are in Kitui, and bring your proposal. We'll always have a conversation.
Yeah.
We have an open door policy, and not only in the doors, but even in our minds.
Not the office doors alone.
Yes. So our minds are also open to have a conversation and listen to any Kenyan that has a need with water. Of course, it's huge, because I said earlier, it's only about half, because we are talking about 56% accessing clean water. So, which means that we still have almost another half that's not able to have the same privilege. So, but we are saying, bring your request to government, and we see probably how we can work together towards achieving the water access by 2030.
Asante sana bwana.
Thank you, Bwana Mwase.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
and
much.
thank you because the first to host me.
Yeah.
I hope you'll not be the last.
No. You're welcome to the bench anytime, any moment.
Thank you.
Asante.